What's up, everybody? Early Stoppage MMA here. Today we're going to be doing our UFC Fight Night Rio matchmaking for the card that took place last night. We are getting absolutely flamed for the clickbait on our picks video. It's hilarious. Go check that out in the comments and flame us some more if you'd like. Yeah, I say we just jump into this. It was an okay fight night from what I saw. Full disclosure, I was a bit busy, so I didn't get to watch the whole thing. But it seemed all right. People seemed to enjoy it, I would say.
Yep. Yeah. No, and this is most of the main card. We're not. There's a couple of prelim fights that I watched. I also was kind of in the same boat. I was running around a lot yesterday, but I figured we would hit all the fights that really matter to the integrity of the sport.
That's
So
a
to
good way to
say.
put it. Yeah, I like that.
Um. So we are skipping Kyle Nuffley.
Yeah, we're gonna
So
jump right into Pinto versus Teixeira.
yes. So Pinto second round KO against Johanna Diniz, a multiple time kickboxing champion that Diniz is. This dude looks good, undefeated. Fairly young for heavyweight. I think he's like 20, 28, 29.
Yep, yep.
Uh, undefeated guy fighting out of London, so I'm cool with that. I like that guy. We were kind of going back and forth. I think it's time to give him someone in the rankings. He's 2-0 now
Hmm.
in the UFC,
Which at
and I
heavyweight
think
is crazy.
yeah, at heavyweight is kind of nuts. But I also think that Teixeira makes sense. He's coming off the loss from Derek Lewis on
Yeah,
a fight that he probably didn't deserve.
yeah,
So
100%.
uh, it's just hard with heavyweight with as little athletes as there are on the roster that there's really only so many matchups that you can do, and it's this guy's undefeated and looked solid in both of his fights.
Agreed. Yeah, at heavyweight, there's just you're not gonna lose anything by just fucking going
No,
for it and throwing one of these guys up into the rankings. Because
yeah,
the gatekeeper of Tybura is getting older. At some point, he's
yep,
just going to continue to lose every fight, and once that happens, I feel like it's like a dam breaking. I mean, the
yeah.
rankings will just be crazy, but you'll have guys with no business making it all the way up to like rank 6 or something before they just get like annihilated by Curtis Blades, and then that'll
It'll
just
be an
be that.
issue.
You know?
I would like
um,
to remind everybody that Dontel Mays was ranked at one point, so
yeah,
we're
anything
we're,
can
we're in a better
happen.
spot than we were. But no, I think this is honestly a fun fight. It's a good striking matchup. Teixeira is really big. Pinto's pretty big.
Hmm.
So I think this is a fun fight, and it's the lower ranks of heavyweight, so who really cares what happens there? Neither of these guys are fighting for a title next,
Yeah,
so it's
exactly.
kind of whatever.
It's just
And
like, can you get the knockout kind of a matchup? It's
yeah,
good.
yeah. I mean,
So
it'll set somebody up
yeah,
for their next fight for sure. So I
agreed. And
like this
it
one a
it
lot.
does have semi-important implications.
Um, for heavyweight standards, sure.
Yes, yeah, for heavyweight standards, definitely.
Yeah, no, I like that.
So yeah, moving on to the next one. We got
Yes,
D-Rod versus Alvarez.
dude.
You can,
Alvarez
yeah,
is an issue. I think this
yeah,
guy's really good. He was an issue at
yeah.
55, going up to 70, looked really good. And frankly, nobody wants D Rods in the ranking. What the
No,
hell is this dude doing?
no. You can see what we're doing here. We're rubbing our hands together like evil villains. You know what I mean? Cackling.
Yeah.
We have
Yes.
devious plans to get D-Rod out and Alvarez in. We're pulling the strings like puppets here. I don't think D-Rod belongs in the rankings.
No, dude. No, he
I,
does not.
yeah, Alvarez looked real good. He got 2 KOs in his fight against Luque and took him to a decision. That's pretty damn impressive. So, um, I just yeah,
Poor
I
Luque,
just
bro.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm mean here. I just want Alvarez to sleep D-Rod
Yeah,
and
this
get
is
into the
by no
rankings.
means. Yeah, this is by no means the most fun fight we could have made. Like there were a lot of matchups that were possible and that make sense that were a lot more fun and enjoyable to watch. I think.
Hmm.
But this is pure scheming on our part. Let's get D Rod out of the rankings and
Yeah,
boost up Alvarez.
yeah,
I think this is the way to go for this one.
yeah. It feels very winnable. For
Yeah.
Alvarez, and also like I think it does kind of make sense to just get Alvarez another win and kind of build him up, and then put him in some of these exciting fights that he's capable of having. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, there's I mean that guy I think even this fight will be fun just because I don't think Alvarez can be in a boring fight. He's one of those guys.
Yeah,
It's gonna be hard to finish D Rod though. I mean that's for sure.
it's true. He's kind of a tougher dude, so
Yeah.
I'd be excited. I'd be curious to see it. Nothing too
That's a
crazy
fun
here,
fight.
but it's fun enough. Throw it on something and go for it. Like I
Yep.
could see this like early prelim headliner of like a pay-per-view or something.
Oh yeah. No, and Alvarez, everyone kind of knows how dangerous he is.
Yeah.
So this
Yeah.
is fun.
Build them up. This is the way to do it, I think. You want to introduce the next one?
Yeah, we got Figgy versus David Martinez. We struggled
Yeah.
with this one. We both picked Montel Jackson.
We
We were
did.
not ready for Figgy to win this fight, and
No.
to be honest with you, he did not look good doing it.
No, you did
So
not.
it's kind of a tough spot to be in for Figgy. I think coming off a win of a really low ranked guy, but I still don't think he deserves to fight up.
No.
And so we're gonna give him a test. I feel like David Martinez is really good, not proven by any means. I think he also only has 2 fights and he's in the rankings, but he stepped up on short notice, fight Rob Font, beat Rob Font.
Mhm.
So this is kind of the get back fight for Figgy, in my opinion. I think if he should hypothetically make this look easy, right? Being the number 6 guy in the rankings, but I don't know if I think it'll go that way.
No, I
So
think especially the fact that it was a close split decision that Figgy won by shows that I think we were on the right track with what we were saying in our
yeah,
prediction video that I think Figgy's age is catching up with him and I think it's hard especially at the lower weight classes where everyone is so fast, explosive and like quick in their reactions and all that kind of stuff like Figgy still got the power, but he just doesn't have the rest of the tools to kind of put his game together and use it effectively. So his grappling is still there. I think we kind of saw a little bit of that, but it's still that's not going to be enough to get him like continually fighting up the rankings again. Like
no,
this is I feel like we're on the descent, and I think he just showed us that he's capable of making it a slow descent.
yeah, I think that's true, and I think that with this matchup and David Martinez, it's definitely a maybe a little bit of a softer letdown for Figgy instead of
Yeah,
just jumping him up and letting him fight someone high in the rankings or a dangerous guy.
yeah,
We did talk about Eamon Zahabi here, which I think is possible, but he's booked right now. But that's
Mhm.
another fight that would make sense because it'd probably safer for Figgy because Zahabi's not
Yeah,
really a finisher. I feel like
yeah.
David Martinez is a pretty violent dude. So I think this is a fun fight. There's other fights, but I just don't think he should fight up again.
No, I don't either. I don't think there's a justification for him to fight up again. There's not really a place for him to fight up again, and I think that what we've kind of seen too, like it also makes sense for Martinez. Martinez taking that fight against Rob Font on a kind of short notice and winning
Yeah.
fairly impressively. Like I this makes sense to reward him, and like he
Yeah. No.
showed that he can step up and be at that level. So this just makes sense.
Yeah. I 100% agree with you.
Cool. You ready to talk about the main
The,
event?
the the main event we've all been waiting for,
Oh yeah,
and that everyone's talking about right now: Max Holloway versus Charles Oliveira.
yeah.
I it's tough for me. I full disclosure, I picked Gamrot yesterday, so I did want Charles to win though. I did want Charles to win, but I'm picking Max in this fight if it does happen. Maybe I'm a Charles hater, but this is a great fight for the BMF belt. I think for sure.
Yeah. I think if nothing
But
else, Charles's willingness to just stay in the fight and take on someone at short notice shows. I mean, he's always been kind of BMF adjacent.
yeah,
He
oh sure,
he's like if you're gonna make another fight for the BMF belt, like he is the obvious choice aside from like Ilya, and even that like Charles has more longevity and legacy to probably justify the BMF
yep,
shot. So like it just makes sense. Uh, I think Holloway has done enough to justify another title shot against Ilya, to be honest. But this makes a lot of sense because then you can do the BMF fight. It's a BMF fight. It's a legacy fight, and it gets like it will if Holloway wins this, it cements him as the next
mhm.
title challenger. So I think it makes a lot of sense.
No, I agree with that, and I think that just how everything looks at lightweight right now, there's so many fights booked. Like, I mean, we have Arbin Hooker is going to happen. It's looking like we're getting Saporia Gaethje. The only other, I mean, it's just really tough to kind of match make this. And this all falls right in line. They like Charles called him out. Holloway said he'll do it. It makes the most sense, and I mean, it's just a great fight. It's 2 guys that everyone loves. seems to be like that with Holloway in these last couple of fights. You know, him
Hmm.
and Poirier
Yeah.
giving him Charles. It makes sense for the sport.
Yeah.
And if I agree with you that Holloway probably already deserves it more than I would say Gaethje does,
Yeah.
but it's I know Holloway's also dealing with a little bit of an injury right now. I think after that
Yes.
Poirier fight, so it timeline should work out with Oliveira. You know, just fighting yesterday. So no,
Yeah.
I think this is a really fun fight. I think that this is a fight that you could easily main event you know, pretty crappy pay-per-view, I guess you could say.
Yeah. It
But
always is, but yeah.
yeah, I just I don't know how I feel about the BMF belt completely yet. I think it's good for like a co-main. I think it's the perfect co-main, but
You know, if it's an excuse just to make fun 5 round fights at lightweight, like main events, I'm fine with that.
yeah,
I don't care
yeah,
that much. I think that this is interesting. I think that this is also an interesting matchup because like I love Charles and I'm so happy he won yesterday. Um, it's very impressive that he made Gamrot look like he shouldn't have even been in there and that he's not even like a
yeah.
top 7 lightweight. That was pretty crazy. But at the same time, he looked he once he got going, it was pretty good, but he was still getting clipped by Gamrot on the
Yeah.
feet and like he looked slow in that first round. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy here, but like he started
I
out kind of sluggish, and I was like, oh, that does not
No, he did.
look
In
great.
that second round, I was very nervous. Every time that right hand landed for Gamrot, which happened multiple times before it went to the ground, I was
Yeah.
kind of like I was sitting up real quick. I was like,
Yep.
"Oh no." And that's what I said. I think I'm definitely picking Max to beat Charles if this fight does happen.
Yeah. I think I would have
Just
to as
I mean,
well. And like,
yeah,
because
I
Max
think
isn't going
that's
to
gonna be
engage with Charles on the ground, which Charles has
no,
shown that that's what he should be doing with his career is like
dude.
getting people on the ground and like using his jujitsu. Because like he showed just how good of a grappler he is. Like
Yeah.
insane scrambling, insane, uh, uh, manipulation and like weight distribution.
Hmm.
Like he is such a great grappler, and we haven't seen that from him in a while. And I feel like he showed it, and it's like just incorporate that into your game. You won't take as much damage. It's safer. I just wish he would do more of it.
Yeah, no, you saw it for sure in that first round yesterday when Gamrot was shot that takedown, ended up on the ground, and that second round he did not want any part of that. He wanted to stay on the feet. And to be fair, I think Gamrot was winning on the feet, but I mean Charles I think realized that, and I think it's time that you're right where Charles needs to kind of lean back on that jujitsu, which is crazy because this dude has most submissions in UFC history, right? It's like
Yeah,
telling this guy to
yeah,
do some more jujitsu, but seriously, I think that any fight is winnable if he can get it to the ground,
hmm
100%. So
yeah. I mean, it's just, and I only say that just because from what we saw on the feet, like Charles still has it. Like he's dangerous. He's accurate for sure, but
you know,
he is a bit reckless and gets clipped. And he's gonna in this fight be going up against one of the guy with the most significant strikes landed in UFC history by like 1,000 strikes with
yeah,
like a newly bolstered power in this weight class. Like that
yeah,
does even if you're an Oliveira fan, you have to acknowledge that like that does not bode well for him.
it's an issue. Yeah, no, this is a great fight though. I like that both guys are cool with this fight and both are ready to take this fight on.
Yep.
And I think you could throw this on any card at any like really at any position, co-main, main, whatever.
Yep.
And this will be a fantastic fight
Uh,
to start off. Hopefully, beginning of next year at some point.
yeah, I completely agree. I think this makes the most sense. I think this is the most fun. As far as what we do with Gamrot, I don't even know. Obviously down.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Well, I mean, that's a tough one for sure.
you
I
could
don't.
you could we did discuss this. You could feed him to Paddy Pimblett, just to
Yeah,
get Paddy Pimblett a win to justify moving him up even higher, or maybe just to justify him getting that title shot. But to be honest with
or
you, I think they'll probably boost Paddy up even higher than that. So
Gamrot. I think you could probably swing a Michael Chandler his way. That would
mm,
kind of make sense.
yeah, or
Like
like the
throw
winner
that on
of
like
BSD and Benil.
yeah, something like that. Just like I mean that's what's gonna have to be. And honestly, Gamrot's probably gonna beat all those guys. It's just a really
Yeah,
tough position. I feel like for Gamrot where he's not good enough to hang with the big dogs at 155, but
agreed.
is going to lose. to or going to beat all the other guys. So
Yeah.
I think 7 might be his peak like
Yeah.
position right now.
Agreed.
But no, I mean the Patty fight would be fun, but I think a fight with like Michael Chandler, and that's a fight too that if Michael Chandler won, where you could do some kind of promotion with that. They love Michael Chandler,
It's
so
true. It's true. I think that's it. I think that's it
yeah,
for the card. It was fun. It was all right. I'm excited for next week's card. In
yeah.
Vancouver, that's going to be a pretty good one. And then we've got UFC 321. So
Dude,
stay tuned for that.
321's
We'll
gonna
have
be
some great
exciting.
content coming out with that. Yeah. Any closing remarks?
No,
Okay.
not really.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time, and peace.